All right. I am here with Jireh, straight out of Baton Rouge. Is this your first time in New York?
No, sir. It's about my fifth time.
Fifth time. Oh, so you're a veteran.
Oh, yeah. I'm seasoned. I'm used to the smell. I'm used to the folks. Yeah, I'm playing. I love you guys.
Do you like the smell or no?
Oh, not the smell. I love the people. Yeah. I love the people. I love the work I'm doing. Nah, it stink up here, though.
Yeah.
It stink down there, too, but it's a different kind of stink.
I had, Insight, the artist. He's from Canada.
Wait, Insight?
Yeah.
He's from Canada?
Yeah.
He's hard. I was just listening to, we were just talking about him earlier.
I had him in here recently, and he was telling me this. He thinks the subways are clean, and I stunned, couldn't speak. I was like, dude, what are you talking? What subway did you take?
I was about to say, wait, do they have subways in Canada? Does that mean?
No, he's saying when he was here.
I know, but I'm saying
I don't know.
Is that just a comparative statement? Like maybe subways in Canada just nasty?
Maybe. I don't. That's what I guess they must be. But I was shocked when he told me that. I was like, dude, I don't know. I haven't taken that subway.
Yeah.
Tell me about Baton Rouge. I've never been.
We don't have subways.
What do you have?
A bus that our public transportation is set up to where maybe 5 minutes, one train stop. How about that? Like 1 or 2 stops on y'all train would take us 30 minutes on a bus. Just because they don't have established bus routes and they don't really give a fuck about people who do have cars. So you walking, Ubering everywhere, staying at home.
Yeah. What else is life like?
Other than that, it's pretty slow. Like I said, comparatively. It's not the worst. I feel like a lot of people demonize home or whatever just because they want to separate themselves from, things that remind themselves of themselves. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna make it seem like hell. It's just there's no opportunity for little to no opportunity for someone who's trying to do what I'm trying to do. I think New Orleans is cool. New Orleans is cool because they have they kind of deal in they export entertainment, entertainment and artists want to export. So it's it's a lot. It brings money into the city, so they take the shit seriously. And they say people invest in it. There's a culture behind it. There's a community behind it. Baton Rouge necessarily, we're trying, and I feel like they're really big pockets. And I encourage everybody that's doing what y'all doing at home to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I think we got to stay consistent. If anything will crack,
Yeah, the only up and coming artists I know out of Baton Rouge, which we talked about in the last video we did, was Quadri.
Hard.
So I know Quadri, and then obviously it's Boozy, Young Boy. I don't know. Couldn't name anyone else if I'm being honest.
Wakai,
and Webby, obviously.
Wakai's hard.
Oh, Wakai's Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of people just think he's from New Orleans. Josh Simmons. Kwai is that's my boy. He's one of my favorite pins. So I'm always gonna say him first. I'm trying to think of there are a lot of up and coming people that are. I don't want to put nobody out there. Get y'all foot under y'all, but y'all doing y'all thing. I encourage everybody doing what y'all doing to keep doing what y'all doing, please.
Does Baton Rouge have a sound, do you think, or no?
I think we're trying to figure it out, but I don't want it to have one. I want everybody. Chicago doesn't have a sound. Well, it does. Okay, boom.
Nobody has a sound anymore.
Okay, boom.
Everyone used to.
Right. Okay. So there's definitely regional music. It exists and it existed. It's weird now the way that it changes, but they had drill. They had. So there's always regional music. Baton Rouge has jigging music. You know what I'm saying? We have club music. So when you think about Boosie, when you think about Trill Fam and stuff like that, there is that club music where you you bucking, it's a little, it's a certain dance you do and stuff like that. New Orleans has bounce music. You know what I'm saying? So there's still regional music and people still deal and make that regional music for sure. We have I guess in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans you have Zydeco and stuff like that. But those are again, those were regional and cultural staples that's been around for a while. So it's people keep making it to carry it on, but I don't see anybody other than your Young Boy, other than your pockets really making mainstream success when it comes to music. So when it comes to Baton Rouge hip hop, we're trying to develop we're just trying to I guess develop a scene, a culture, a sense of identity. I feel but again, I don't want us to have. We have our culture. So like I said, we got jigging, we got that. I don't want us to have a sound. I don't want, especially when we talk about modern rappers and stuff like that, where the people that everybody is putting on the playlist are filtering through right now, trying to figure out who they like and stuff like that. I don't want us to have a sound because I don't want us to feel okay, I can tell where he's from, or based on, or I can group him in with this. I want everybody to embrace their individuality. That's basically what I'm saying. Interesting.
See, I kind of liked when hip hop was regional.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think but nobody, there's sounds New York has the sexy drill stuff, but that's still not New York. That's just a little section of New York hip hop.
Exactly.
No one has a sound anymore.
I feel like back then, there was an era when regionality in hip hop, it was heavy in the production. So it's like boom, there's like an East Coast type.
You would just hear it. Like I wouldn't even know who it was. You just hear it. You're like, oh, that person's from like blah blah blah.
And there was still variety too. You know what I'm saying? Like people could attack these different ways. They could like, you know, they could show their personality and style, like, and get shit off different. Like, and I really appreciate that too.
Yeah. So you have no plans of doing the New York or LA move, like a lot of people doing?
I'm not gonna lie. If we do our job, we might have to for a little bit.
Might have to.
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool then. You excited about that?
I'm excited about doing my job.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You been to LA? You like LA or no?
Been to LA once. It was that was back. Okay, like I used to. Fun fact, I used to like produce and also like because I used to have to do everything for my fucking self. So I used to have to produce and engineer and shit for myself. And one of the homies when I was I just started traveling and stuff like that. And it was a guy who was he had like a session out in LA. He needed somebody to record him because, bro, it feels like everything. I don't know. I only been once, but it seems like everything in LA is a fucking scam because like everyone is expecting to be scammed. So it's like we're okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
I could see that.
So like, dude, like he booked a session and we get there and he didn't realize he booked the studio and not the engineer. Like he paid for the studio and the time, but not the engineer's time. So he's like, oh shit, what we're gonna do? And I was like, okay, luckily I know how to work it, so we got it cracking.
So you don't produce or engineer your own stuff anymore, just not as much as you used to?
Yeah, thank God I don't have to. That means we're doing our job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people are tapping in, so I'm appreciative. Shout out Park.
You don't feel sorry. Who you shout out?
Oh, shout out Park. Shout out Cash Only Deli and shout out Park. He actually A&R'd the album, a big part chunk of the album, and executive produced along with Devin.
Perfect Circle. Good album.
Oh yeah,
go stream it.
Go listen to that right now.
So you don't feel the need to be like on your Rust shit where you got to be hands on and doing everything yourself. Like you don't.
What's crazy is I'm still I'm hands on when it comes to taste. What are we doing? Like the decisions that we making because like I'm just glad that I have the options and resources. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To where it's like I'm glad I don't have to do everything by myself because I can't fucking do everything by myself, and especially not well. Like nobody can. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm grateful to like I'm grateful for going through that time where I had to because now I know what I like. I know what I would like, so I can find people that can do that shit better than me, and I can help execute. It's way easier when you're in a session working with an engineer and you know the words, you know what you're trying to do. Like, make my shit sound big. You know, it's like people go in there like, make my shit sound like The Matrix. And it's like, no one knows what that means, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can actually go in there like, okay, please, like, you know, EQ it this way, do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can communicate, you know, and with photographers, videographers, editors, all that shit, it like helps. Yeah,
I was just talking to my boy the other day who's an artist, and he was saying that like, basically what you were saying. He's like, I can engineer myself, but it takes so much fucking longer when I'm doing it. Exactly. Like as opposed to I got the engineer in the room and he just does it. Like he's like, I leave the studio and my shit is done.
Oh, that's
how
hard.
It should be. So
that's
it's
hard.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So I get that. And while you've been in New York, you just had a show.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was hard. That was my first time at SOBs.
And were you the headliner, right?
It was like a showcase.
Yeah.
I was like third or fourth, and we turned up. Everybody on that bitch is a headliner. They hard. Like honestly, everybody on that.
Who else was on it?
Kwame Adu, Section 2, Ravon. There was a dude named Sean. A couple dudes that I just met. It was a couple dudes I wish I could remember.
I got to get hip. I don't know any of those guys.
Oh yeah,
Kwame
like Adu's hard. He's out actually in LA.
Say his name again.
Kwame Adu.
Okay.
And he's actually out in LA. He has a group called Kwamze with this dude named Zayal Caps, who's also out there. Section 2, he is hard. I actually have a track with him. It's called Easy. It's fire. He's a great singer. Those are my homeboys. Those are like my homeboys. Ravon, we just got familiar, but I'm just now getting tuned into his shit. He's nice. He is nice. And he has like a nice stage presence. I think he's from out here or somewhere close. He knows some homeboys from back like down south. Not BR, but probably like New Orleans. I don't know where he's from. But yeah, they're cool. And like I said, y'all, the guys that I met last night too, that I didn't know y'all went crazy. I just gotta get more familiar. But shout out y'all.
That's dope. And we talked earlier before too, but you did it with a live band. You usually perform with a live band?
Favorite thing to do. Yeah. It's a lot of soul in the building. Yeah. You know
People don't do that enough, especially rap shows. People don't utilize that enough.
Yeah, I think the workflow of hip hop, you know, the way music is produced or has been produced in a while has changed. So it's like people don't like probably even think to do that. Like everything is a lot more digital, a lot less analog, to where it's like the way you make a rap song is you probably not thinking about live instruments. Depending on what, like how old you are, depending on what kind of shit you making and like what your intention is with this shit. I got a beat, I got a computer, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I'm worried about TikTok. Like, this shit about to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like if it's no part of your recording process, I could see why you would never think about it in the performance.
Exactly. Some people don't even care about the live performance part, not even a live band, but just shows. Like, some people don't see like the value in that as artists. Is just because I guess that's not what they're trying to do.
You can tell though when people are like that, and you can tell the artists, like even like up and coming guys they're smart, like they'll do it and you could tell like, oh, they made this song with the idea of how it will be on stage, like how they'll perform it. Like my favorite artist of all time is Tyler the Creator, and he's like big on that. Like he makes songs for performing
because he's a not to sound corny, but he's a musician, but also he's just like, he got a soul, bro. I don't know if that nigga know music theory. I don't know. I know music theory. I mean, I definitely don't know music theory. I don't know how many of my faves know music theory. But like, yeah, he's just nice. He's just nice, and he has soul, and he also like, when you like what you do and are passionate about what you do, you're gonna figure it out regardless. And like, especially if you're just willing to learn. When you're willing to learn some shit, you can like,
And then you had a big week. I'm thinking about all the things I've seen you post. You also I saw you say, I forget how you worded the tweet. It was like, you just performed at an office or something like that.
No, yeah. Okay, so we make okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
wait.
I was like, I'm in an office playing music like a rapper for real.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna make the cliche joke of like, did you do the Bobby Shmurda jump on the table?
But see,
I'm sure everyone said the same reaction.
We got a running joke. We dead as got a running joke. When me and Devin met, we were talking and like we would have like, we are just some joking at
Devin's
so,
his manager for people.
Oh yeah, my manager Devin, shout out him. He's doing his job.
He's the producer right now. He's doing my usual job. Yeah, he's behind the producer desk.
Fire. But when we met, we cannot take shit serious sometimes. So even when we're talking about, all right, bro, longevity and like what do we want to do, and like it was one of our first meetings when we were like just planning stuff, and just kind of like probably the general conversations were like, okay, like what do you want out of this? I was like, I know what I will do, I know what I won't do, and I know how far I believe we can take this shit. But I will never stand on a table, bro. Like I would never stand on a fucking table. You're not gonna get me on there. He's like,
but would you perform? Would you do the same thing, just not on the table?
I would perform live for people who want to hear me perform live. Okay, think about it like this, bro. You at work on a Wednesday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just clocked in. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of email. Like first half of my day is fucking emails and my boss over my shoulder, asking me shit. And instead of going for lunch, you know what I'm saying? We got a rapper coming in. He about to do his little show tunes. I want a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I don't want to intrude on y'all. This is not the area for that. I think we could y'all come to the show. I'll shake y'all head. We can say what's up. We can chop it up a bit. Y'all can come to the show. I don't want to
That's funny. Damn,
I don't know who clock in ready to hear some bars for real.
But if you're working at like a label or something in the music industry, maybe that's the norm. I don't know. I've never been in those.
Yeah, you can tell, bro. You could tell like
it's like fuck no.
They be trying to like be used to it, but it's like you could kind of read through it. Like, oh shit. Okay. And then they got the open office spaces and shit like that. So you walking by on like the Twitter. Yeah. It feels like a cult type shit sometimes.
But that's kind of like this office too. Like some people think Barstool's like fucking rowdy and crazy, and then if like people came and were here later, but if you came during the day when people are in the office, it's like mad quiet and
mad clerical shit going on.
Like
man.
if you did that, you'd be like, yo, I'm creating a disturbance.
Bro, exactly. Like, if somebody pulled up in here and was like, just trying to where's the scene? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where the cameras at? You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, bro, we got like emails or something for real.
And then you also you posted you did On The Radar, and I saw I thought it was cool you did that. You put out in the universe with the tweet. You said you had a verse ready for the green room. Yeah. Did you do the verse for the green room?
Hell yeah, real intentional type shit, real rapper shit. See y'all soon.
How was that?
I loved it. I love this. I love this thing we doing. We doing our job. I feel. I was talking to Devin the other day, and I was just saying, we don't have no more time to question the confirmations we're getting right now. We have to go, and a lot like for me personally, I dealt with a lot of shit personally, and I'm just coming to the conclusion that selling myself short, that's like that space is the fucking gap I gotta make up, especially for what I'm trying to do. Like I don't have no time to like sit and feel sorry for myself and it's like not saying I don't know like fake I'm a man shit. Like feel what you feel, go through what you go through, talk to the lady, go to therapy, read a fucking book. But like
read a book.
Please. But like I can't feel this, like I'm sick of just feeling this self-pity with nothing at the end. You know what I'm saying? And it's like be aware of where you at, be aware of how you feel, but understand you can't, again, that time that you taking in that hole, that's the time you need to like, what you doing, what you gonna do about it. You know what I'm saying? That's that gap you need to close. And that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm a pretty emotional guy, so I go through all like the self-pity and like all that shit like you're talking about. But yeah, you kind of just have to, let it happen, but then reset. And
it's ebbs and flows, bro. Yeah. And it's like you don't ever. I feel like people expect the ebbs and flows to start like smoothing out and shit like that.
Yeah, it never does.
Yeah, there'll be times where it's low. That's what an ebb and a flow is. But it's like it doesn't get easier. You just get used to the fucking cycle, and that's the goal. Like, hopefully you get used to the cycle and you realize you built for it because you are. You know what I mean?
Now, honestly, I could also see like the bigger as things improve, the ebbs might be bigger ebbs. As you're bigger, like you may have a little bit bigger ebbs.
And you're going to have to use the practice that you had to be able to weather them bitch, to be able to ride them bitch, the ups and the downs, for real.
Also, it might sound crazy. In a weird way, sometimes I like taking L's sometimes. Sometimes I like that. Not a big one. I don't want like a major L, but a little L now and then.
Talk. No, I understand. Like when you're back against the wall, it brings something out you. It make you swing, like make you throw them bitches a little harder.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like I'll get it in my head. I thrive off negativity. This might be a bad thing about myself.
Let's get negative.
I like the negative motivation. Like sometimes I'll be like, something bad will happen to me, and I'm like, but you know what? Blah blah blah. Like other people, like they would let this. Like keep them down.
Yeah, they would.
I'm about to do this shit. I'm about to like just overcome it. Like sometimes I like that.
You would have let that kill you, me?
Yeah, not me. Yeah,
that's real.
So sometimes I'll do that to myself, which I don't know if that's good or bad. To be like, I love negativity when bad things happen to me.
Whatever you got to do to get yourself through the day, as long as you know, I say that to my homeboys. Whatever you got to do to get yourself through the day, as long as you know when it stop being more beneficial than it is taxing. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, like. I said this before to one of my homeboys, like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, sometimes spite will take something, like, pull something out of you and, like, make you produce results that you might not, like, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers. They playing, you know what I mean? So, like, I understand. Like, and then there's a time where, doing it for that ain't gonna be enough because now you're gonna have to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
there's a fine line to walk with that, with something like that.
Type shit. Such is life.
True. Your album, Perfect Circle, it dropped last year.
October, yes, sir.
Yep. Tell me about that, the inspiration. I really like it. We were the last video we did, we were talking about Wody the whole time. I like Turn It Up, Wody, Timid Deer. I think those are my top. And
that's
the
real
Mama.
Hip hop right there, you guys.
What's that, Mama? I'm
Mama
so
song?
bad. Yes, I like that one too.
Shout out my mom. She's the reason I'm here. Yeah.
But tell me about it. Like, how would your fans received it? What was it like making it?
It was beautiful. This was the album that we were trying to make when it's like, all right, this is, we've gotten some resources, we've gotten some trials under our belt, you know what I'm saying? It's the effort, it's the you know what I'm saying, what everyone calls the effort. So I feel like I always knew, like, okay, I guess when it was time to make that album, the album that you're gonna, push, and, like, you know what I'm saying, that if you had to choose, would represent like like a mission statement for your brand, community, whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that to be this one. I wanted someone to be able to listen to this and understand where we going, where we at, and, like, who you listening to. You know what I'm saying? And, like, if y'all buy into that, I appreciate it. That's like getting on ground floor. We got it.
And I'm curious, like, I've never asked anyone this actually, but, like, as a rising, emerging artist, whatever the word you want to use, is like, what is your strategy for, like, connecting to your fan base as it grows? Like, is that?
I'm grateful that I'm grateful that I've learned how to, like, get out of being so self-conscious about, like, speaking or using my voice. Because that has helped me. That is basically, I would say, one of the biggest things. Like, my tweets, you know what I'm saying, that builds a community. Like-minded people are going to end up, following not just you, but what you do. And also that, I think it's because not just the common theme of the things that I talk about, but also, like, I don't know, I think you can feel the intention. And also, it's not like, I like to think that I'm not I'm trying to use the right word. I ain't fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people when they see what you're saying and they understand and identify with it in a way that they gravitate towards it. And I also think that it's not like no low level analysis I'll be doing either. It'd be funny as shit, but I'll be speaking the truth. And I feel like people like gravitate towards that. I think that's important. And I think like those types of people who gravitate towards what they feel is real, what they, feel like they can relate to, that those are also the type of people that I make music for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it's very, very, like very, very, I'm very fortunate that those two things are very complementary. And I guess when I realized that not just the tweets, but my voice or my intention or whatever, trying to get that shit across in everywhere, trying to get who I am and my personality across in everywhere. I think that really works with building that community, building that fan base, because it's like, I could like this song, or that this nigga just like me for real. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, he's really like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's and those are my favorite artists. And I always wanted to be that for some kid, Right.
Speaking of your tweets, also, we were talking earlier about your emphasis on people needing to read.
Yeah. Or just being aware, and not like weird, but like just being aware of what's going on, being informationally literate. Because there are people that can read and don't know what the fuck they read after they just read it, because they don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take whatever you want to away from what you, but like, just don't stop going. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so gullible. And I also understand that like some people rather be uninformed or disinformed because it confirms the things that they need to be true for their sanity. You know what I'm saying? To get their day, to keep their day going.
I mean, there's definitely an aspect of like, people have their worldview, and something, if you have something that shatters their worldview, it like shatters who they are.
Yeah, so they get super deflective and defensive, and it's like, okay, so it's like, I think, let's just, understand when you like one of those and you get into that point, but other than that, just, you know what I'm saying, like, I just don't think people see the value in information, or the value in like, not even like, because I think the only value people see in information or no information is like, oh, I'm smarter than this person, or I can dunk on this person, or I can like shit on this person, or whatever the fuck, like, well, actually, or something like that.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, that's like my number one thing for like what I do, like content shit, like the amount of, I literally say they're like, well, actually people in the comments.
And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up,
they love to well, actually
bro,
fucking everything. Yeah.
Nobody fuck, and okay, boom. I think what I was just about to say was wrong. It's not that nobody fucking cares. It's like, what are you doing that for? Are you doing that shit in good faith? Are you doing that because you want to feel fucking special? And it's like, what are we fucking talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we getting to? I would rather someone be, see the value in trying to, the value in information as opposed to the value in snapping back and
using it,
throwing that card, like that trump card. You know what I'm saying? See the value, like, exactly. How you can use that to navigate your daily fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to eat, you need to coexist, you need to like, there's this fake loneliness epidemic stuff. Like, you need to like be able to interact with fucking humans. And it's like, I don't know, like when you stay in that bubble and don't see the value in that shit, it can lead to a crazy hole.
Yeah. Something else with your tweets, your Twitter, that I saw that I resonated with, I think it was, you like retweeted, might have been Marco Plus, shout out to him, but he was talking about like people in his life that weren't supporting him or something like that, and kind of like getting over that it's just not their journey, or it's not for them, or something like that. I forget what how it was worded, but
it was basically like, because he quoted one of the other homeboys, Ruben Vincent, who's R2. He was basically just saying like, be wary of people who are in your corner that might not support,
like, don't publicly support you,
and stuff like that. That don't, that don't clap for you out loud. And then I understand that. And Marco was like kind of like his counterpoint, because he gets, and I feel like every artist gets, and that's why I really fucked with that exchange, because it's like, everybody's felt that before, and everybody, but like, it's a certain point you got to understand, like, what are you doing it for? I do want to make my people proud. I do want the people who you know what I'm saying, who I told I was going to do this thing, I want them in my corner, and I want them to support what I'm doing. But I can't live for them. I can't live for that. I can't. Realistically, there's a cap on how well you can do once that's your like gauge for success, and that's your criteria. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always gonna be worried about the wrong shit. And like, I just really fucked with the fact that like, Yeah, he's like, as long as they ain't hating, fuck it, I'm good.
Yeah,
you know, I like that.
I definitely had that problem when I first started trying to do like content stuff where I'd feel like, and it's also like at the scale, you know, like you haven't scaled up enough that it's extending outside of your network of
so people feel like to where it's cool to clap for you. You know,
Yeah.
you're not at the point to where it's cool and it's beneficial to clap for you.
But even now, like,
And it's like-
and the better things get for me, like
Exactly.
the people close to me still don't necessarily do that, but you just over time, like it was kind of the sentiment of the tweet of like people, you know, if it's not, it might not be for them what you're doing, or it's just like it's different your personal relationship with them. Like isn't indicative of your relationship with them. As long as they're not doing anything negative towards you or trying to harm you, it's fine. Don't fucking act like everyone's got to publicly clap for you. Yeah,
it's like it's important to not like take that personal relationship. It's also like as like a creator or whatever, it's important to not internalize that with what you're making. So you know what I'm saying, get the feeling like, oh, if the person who I really care about their opinion on a lot of things, you know, that's the person who I respect, you know, they mind. Like if they don't necessarily fuck with what I'm doing, does that like am I shit? You know, am I doing something? But it's like, nah, bro, like you have to get to a point where you're doing it for yourself and also trust yourself and your taste enough to like you have to respect your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Enough to like, okay, I like this and I believe in this, and you have to respect yourself to respect your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? And like take that.
That's true.
Put some weight on that, you know?
So Perfect Circle's been out for a bit. It dropped, you said October, right?
Yes, sir. October 22nd, 23rd, whatever. One of them days. Look, it's out now, though.
It's out now. Go stream it.
Right.
Are there any plans for, what's the outlook for 2025? Do we have anything coming? Any plans? Any goals?
We doing all rapper shit. More shows, definitely. We're definitely coming out with a Deluxe, so please be on the lookout for some stuff we're rolling out. I'm excited about that. We're trying to engage with everybody that want to like come and see us for real. I love live shows, and I want to do more with, you know, anybody that'll have me, but I want to figure out a way we can do our own thing, and I'm very excited about that. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up and not talk too much.
What's the 5-year goals? Fast forward 5 years from now, like where do you hope you're at in your music journey?
I'm going to be the best to ever do this shit my way. I stand.
All right. Nice, concise answer.
I'll see y'all soon.
All right. Okay. Shout out to Jireh. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you doing this with me. Go stream his album Perfect Circle. It's very good. I wouldn't have him in here if it wasn't. And his other albums, they're all very good. They're all very good as well.
Thank you, man.
All right. Anything I missed? Anything I should have talked about?
Nah, but thank you for your time,
all right,
bro.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right.